Cutting-edge biomedical research is helping to unlock the genetic code. Researchers believe it could play a key role in the battle against some of the deadliest diseases, including cancer. Last month, UPMC and the University of Pittsburgh launched a genome center to enhance clinical diagnostics and also research initiatives. What is a genome center? How could it change the face of modern healthcare? We are pleased to welcome Dr. Adrian Lee to the Sunday Business Page. He is director for the Institute of Precision Medicine at the University of Pittsburgh and UPMC. Also is professor of pharmacology and chemical biology at Pitt's School of Medicine. Doctor, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Glad that you're here. First of all, PhD or MD? When we say doctor, clarify.
PhD. I have a PhD
in
pharmacology and breast cancer is my main focus area.
Interesting. So when we say pharmacology, different than pharmacy, help people understand how.
So we're interested in pharmacology. We're interested in how drugs are metabolized, how they're acting. It's very close to pharmacy. We work a lot with the pharmacists to try and intersect those two.
And now what you're talking about doing is using those specific compounds or drugs in very, very specific, particular ways. How are you able to target it for breast cancer, for colon cancer, for whatever particular ailment that person's been diagnosed with?
Yeah, so you've probably heard of this term precision medicine, this idea that now we've learned a lot about the human genome and about cancers. We can actually understand them and direct therapies directly to them and better understand, one, why patients will respond or not, why some patients have a toxicity versus not, and then why some tumors actually respond and some don't. This is a major challenge for us.
So it's not just a matter of saying someone has cancer, this is going to work. You still need to know what type of tumor is it, how is it metastasizing, how is it growing in order to decide if this is a correct treatment.
Yes, absolutely right. And the excitement is with the Genome Center and genetic sequencing, we can now really understand the underpinnings of cancer. You know, cancer is a disease of DNA gone wrong and mutations and genetics. And so with this sequencing center, we're now at the forefront of doing that, of sequencing these, finding specifically what's gone wrong, and then using targeted therapies against that.
Tell me in simple terms, if people are not science-based, what does it mean to sequence something, to sequence a gene? What does that mean?
So your DNA, everyone is made up of DNA. There's 4 base pairs, A, C, G, T. It's like a long letter. There's 3.2 billion of them in every cell of your body. And now, since the last 10 years, we have these incredible machines and computers that can understand that, and we can now sequence a genome. The first genome took 10 years and millions of dollars. Now we can do it in the $2,000 range in a couple of days.
How can it be done so quickly now? Is it because of the computing power, or is it because we understand more basic information now that is unlocking future keys?
So all of the above. It's really advancements in robotics, advances in computers, advances in new technologies. A lot of this happens, in Pittsburgh. We work a lot with Carnegie Mellon and this, robotics and the computational genomics side. So this is a very transformative time. It's clear that a lot of your risk of disease, say your risk of heart attack, your response to therapy, a lot of those are determined by your DNA and your genes, and we can now unlock that.
For years, chemotherapy was one way that people would go through it, radiation another. And oftentimes it's not just the bad cells, the cancer cells that are wiped out. Good tissue is wiped out as well through those. Is this allowing you to be more specific in terms of targeting just those bad cells?
Absolutely, absolutely. So
how can it do it?
There's many good examples. Well, once we understand the gene that's driving the cancer, we can then hopefully knock that out, and specifically with a therapy that takes out that cell in particular. So chemotherapy is pretty much like bleach. It kills everything, and we hope it kills the tumor more than the patient. With the targeted therapies, we hope to spare those toxicities, and there are many examples of that. In breast cancer, we had this just reported that 2/3 of early breast cancer with estrogen receptor positive early breast cancer now don't require chemotherapy. So there are these new tests, and we're really trying to give precision medicine based upon these very kind of new genetic sequences.
So then what are you using as the target? You're using the actual genetics of that person to say, this is the tissue, this is the area that we want to target?
Exactly. So you have unique genetics that will make you respond different to a drug than I will, for example. So you'll have side effects, whereas I won't. That's purely due to my makeup of my DNA and how I metabolize versus you. Similarly, your tumor, if you were to have a tumor, would be likely very different to mine. And so by sequencing that, we can understand, well, okay, we should give you drug A and give me drug B. And so we are constantly refining that. And that's why we've had these improvements in outcomes. In breast cancer, where I work, we've had a 30% reduction in mortality from breast cancer over the last 10 years. So that's really amazing. Now, cancer's increasing
a third
because we live longer.
Right.
This is a challenge. This is a challenge of living longer. But clearly, we've made advances, and with these new therapies, we reduce toxicities and we improve outcomes.
Are there side effects to this genome project? Meaning that as you're targeting certain things, we oftentimes hear hair loss with radiation is something that you see as a side effect. If people end up with nausea when they're going through chemotherapy, are there those same sorts of issues or other issues, side effects from dealing with immunotherapies?
So that's absolutely. So we can. We can sequence you, and there are ways to find out if you are going to have a toxicity in response to chemotherapy. So some people have this neuropathy. We can actually predict that now with some genetic sequencing. We hope one of the goals of the center will be to sequence patients who have undergone immunotherapy, for example, and try and understand why did some of the tumors respond, why did some not, and then also why did some people have this toxicity, and it can be quite large, the toxicities for immunotherapy, and some not. And so we're tackling both. With genome sequencing, this is quite exciting. We can find out just your general toxic response, but then also the response to the tumor.
It is absolutely fascinating, the work that's being done here. A lot of that being done with the Hillman Cancer Center, too. Is that correct?
Yes, that's exactly right. Yes, it's an exciting area, so it's done throughout the Pittsburgh region. Hillman Cancer Center is a strong collaborator, yeah.
And a lot of people obviously benefiting from your work. Doctor, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you very much.
Sharing a bit of a background of what obviously is a very large project, but thank you very much for introducing us to it this morning.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it. So that just gives you an idea of some of the wonderful things that are happening in your backyard. When the Sunday Business page continues, how IUP is fighting opioid abuse. The story of their research, their training institute for the community and behavioral health. It's called MARTY. We'll introduce you when we come right back.